Hey there, Coach Devin here. We are talking about Chris Hemsworth and Hulk Hogan and a new movie that's coming out. It's going to be great. All right, so Chris Hemsworth is going to play Hulk Hogan. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, honestly, it's kind of a cool thing. Now, I grew up in the 80s watching Hulk Hogan, and you know what? I like wrestling. Why do I like wrestling? Big muscular guys. Now that sounded bad. When I said it, I realized I was like, wow, that sounded interesting. I shouldn't even say that sounded bad. It didn't sound bad. It made it sound like I was interested in something I'm not. Look, as a kid, as a 10, 12, 14-year-old guy, I was very underconfident. I beat myself up a lot about how I looked. I didn't like being skinny. I wanted to be big and muscular. I have not really accomplished that, but I did, bodybuilding, wrestling, football. That kind of stuff held a lot of pull for me because of the fact that I wanted to look cool. I wanted to look big. And I thought, that would, make people like me. And I didn't have a lot of friends. I was shy. And it would, help me get girls and all those other things out there. I don't know if any of that stuff is real, but that's how it was. That's the God's honest truth. I wanted to be bigger and stronger. So wrestling spoke to me. Big guys, big muscular guys, big jacked up dudes throwing people around. I was like, man, they're badass. And they play kind of a wild character, you know what I mean? They're peacocking all the time. And all right, so I liked wrestling, and I like Chris Hemsworth. This guy's a good actor. He's an excellent actor. I love Thor. Thought he did a great job in Thor. Can Chris Hemsworth play a good Hulk Hogan is the question. That's the question. Will Chris Hemsworth play a good Hulk Hogan? The reasons, I do think it's possible that he could play a good Hulk Hogan, so let's just start with the simple ones. Physique. Hulk Hogan back in the day was all about natural. Eat your vitamins, drink your water. I don't remember if it was that. It was, all the Hulkamaniacs, all that stuff, right? I'm getting a little old. I forget exactly what he said, but he was always about eating the vitamins and, respecting people and do your best, Hulkamaniacs. Okay. He talked about that a lot, and you know what? In the end of the day, guess what? None of that was real. It was steroids. Well, I mean, it is real. The muscles, when you take steroids, they're real. They're not fake. They are real. They're real muscles. But yes, he did take steroids for quite a long time. Obviously, we know now that most wrestlers, athletes, whatever, we know there's a lot of drug use. There's PEDs everywhere. So Hulk Hogan got jacked up, got big using that. Do I look down on him for that? Nah, I'm okay with it. Listen, if that's what he wanted to do, it's all good. Like, I don't understand the lying part of it. But back in the 80s, even now, people are a little nervous to talk about that because people want to look down on you if, you're taking performance enhancers. So Hulk Hogan had a look that I think was probably helpful for him. Like, that look helped him become a superstar, right? I mean, when you've got talking about the 22-inch pythons and all that stuff, yes, it's advertising. I get all that. But, in the end of the day, that made people interested. Made people like me, made people that were older, women, men. Everybody loved Hulk Hogan. You got the long blonde hair. You're like, yeah, I'm a real American, right? I am a real. Anyway, that was my bad singing. I'm not the best singer in the world. I think we've all just witnessed my bad singing abilities. All right, so the singing aside, let's talk a little bit about Hemsworth then. Chris Hemsworth, again, good actor. I do like a lot of his stuff, seen a bunch of his things. Chris Hemsworth, had a hard time saying that one, does vacillate a little bit on whether or not he is playing Thor or he's playing another character. I looked this up online. It says Chris Hemsworth is about 6'2", 6'3" in height, and his normal weight is about 215 pounds, and he plays Thor at 235. I understand movies are magic. I got you on that one. But if he's 6'3", 6'4", and 235 playing Thor, well, then I've got to be 270. Because I got to tell you right now, I'm 5'10", 5'10 and a half. Sometimes I got to throw that half in there because I'm actually not very tall. So I'm 5'10", and I weigh about 236, 239, somewhere in there. That means I am heavier than he is, and I am a lot of inches shorter, somewhere between 5 and 6 inches shorter than he is. That's a big differential there, right? So I would say that maybe Hemsworth is bigger than that on stage. That would be my guess. And I actually did do a video on this, on Hemsworth, whether or not he was natural or not. I'll put it down below. You can check it out. So rather than rehash that, I will just say simply, I think Hemsworth takes performance enhancers when he does Thor. You can watch the video and check it out. Tell me what you think when you watch the video. All right. Will Chris Hemsworth play a good character? Will he play Hulk Hogan well? I would say yes. And you know what? Here's my reasoning for it. Number one, he's an excellent actor. He does interesting roles. He's challenged himself in different ways. He hasn't just played Thor. When he took over the character of Thor, it was fairly one-dimensional. He has made it much more interesting. They paid him a ton more money for it. He got a way more power and rights in being able to be Thor. And I think he did some great things with Thor. So I think that's great. What he's done has been fantastic. His other movie's very good too. So can he play Hulk Hogan? Sure, he can play Hulk Hogan. Can he play Hulk Hogan in the size department? Yes, he can. We've seen him play Thor. We know this guy can get jacked. You can't play Hulk Hogan if you're skinny. You gotta be big. I can't play Hulk Hogan. I'm not big enough to play Hulk. Those are the facts. Like, I'm just not big enough. I would need to gain another 25, 30 pounds to play Hulk Hogan. I would have to. That's the facts. You gotta be big to play Hulk Hogan because Hulk Hogan is a big guy. So Hemsworth is going to have to be big, but Hemsworth is not a small guy anyway. So I think, especially as in the Thor thing. So yes, I think his body type will fit. The blonde hair, the look, everything. He's an excellent actor. I can think he can do it. The real interesting question will become how we all will like it seeing Hemsworth playing Hulk Hogan. How will we do that? Because listen, Hulk was not ripped. Back in the 80s, guys and girls, we weren't going after, abs and veins and shit like that. We didn't do that. We just wanted big. I mean, the guys like, the Ultimate Warrior, he was jacked and ripped. I think they went through like 4 Ultimate Warriors too. If I'm not mistaken, several of them died. I think they did. Listen, if you ever look it up, get a chance, look up old wrestlers. Those guys just dropping like that, like all the time dropping. Like the drug use. It's not a long career arc for old day wrestlers. Bad things happen, especially to the 80s wrestlers. So back in the day, Hulk was never ripped. He was big. He was a very big guy, but was he ripped to death? No. So Hemsworth, the question will be, how will the audience like seeing Hemsworth without abs? Because I think Hemsworth can't get on stage or, frankly, in the square circle or whatever you want to say. He can't do that because of the fact that he's going to need to be smoother. Those are the facts. You got to get smoother for that because it's not going to work. You can't go lean like you did with Thor. It's not going to work on that one. You have to go in a different direction with it. And I would say that you got to go in a direction with he needs to be, 25, 30 pounds heavier. And when you're 25 or 30 pounds heavier in that vein, you can do it. It will look that way. But the question, will an audience like that? Are they going to be into it without the abs? I don't know. That's a good question. And will he do it without abs? And that's really the one I'm curious about. Is a guy going to do it without being ripped to death? Is he going to get bigger and thicker looking? And not go for the six-pack Thor look? I think that's a necessity to play Hulk Hogan because Hulk Hogan didn't look that way. So you got to be somewhat true to the character. I think anyway. I just feel that strongly he should just get big for it and not worry about being ripped. Question is, will everybody out there in TV land like it? That's my 2 cents on it. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. Can Chris Hemsworth play a good Hulk Hogan? Should we even have a movie on Hulk Hogan? Listen, anything's welcome, guys. And a lot of these videos are made because of the fact that people send me messages, comment in the comments and say, hey, Devin, what do you think of XYZ ABC? And I'm happy to comment on it because you know what? I like to share my experience and my wisdom or lack thereof. Let's be honest, I don't always have a ton of wisdom. I have a lot of time. 26 years in the fitness industry. I have had a lot of time in. I do feel like I know what I'm talking about, and most of the time I can't help people. That's why I have this channel. Just want to help people out. So comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking about. Give me ideas for videos. I'd love to hear from you. Have yourself an amazing day out there, everybody. Go fight the awesome.